Welcome to Intermittent Fasting for the Win. I'm Mike Saunders, author of the book Intermittent Fasting for the Win.
And I'm Jolene Ellis Wygand, longtime faster, preschool teacher, health advocate, and fitness coach at Curbs Clubs for Women.
Join with us as we endeavor to help you become more knowledgeable about intermittent fasting.
Whether it be an interview with a fellow faster or a podcast featuring a particular subject, we will be sure to give you the tips and information to make you a winner when it comes to IF.
The information provided in this presentation is for general knowledge and informational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. It is beneficial to consult with a qualified healthcare professional for any health concerns or before making any decisions related to your health or treatment. This content is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
What if everything that you've been told about fat is wrong?
What if I told you that fat can be your friend?
I think the people need to know the truth.
I agree. Let's make it happen.
All right. And just so we make sure, we're not talking about the fat you eat. We're talking about the fat that's already on your body.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the premise is, what if everything you've been told about fat is wrong? Well, we're going to challenge that stigma around body fat today because, Jolene, fat is your internal fuel.
Yes, sir. It definitely is.
And it's necessary for survival.
It is. It's true.
And it plays a huge role in what we love to talk about, and that's intermittent fasting.
Yep. It's my passion and yours.
So let's talk about fat as being your internal fuel. Do you know anybody that owns a hybrid car?
Oh, I live in California.
Oh,
Of
dumb
course.
question, huh?
I'd say like 70% of my friends do.
Okay. Well, as we all know, of course, some people may not know, a hybrid car runs on gasoline until it needs to run on battery.
Yes.
And so it's got both things there. And the human body is just like that. We run off of glucose or glycogen or however you want to say it, but we can also run off of fat, can't we?
It's true. And that's such a great analogy.
Yeah. So your body stores up energy, and you can use either the carbohydrates or your fat reserves.
Mm-hmm.
Fat, when you get about 12 to 16 hours into a fast, guess what?
Your body switches that flip. Flips that
Switches
switch.
that flip. That was a good one. That was staying in. That's a
Reverse it. Wait, stop. Go back. Reverse.
your body flips that switch.
Yes, I need more coffee, Mike.
Okay. Now I have another analogy for you. Okay. Sitting outside of my house is this thing that I paid about $4,000 for. And it's a backup generator.
That's smart. Have you ever had to use it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hooked up. There's a thing inside by my panel where all my breakers and everything is called a transfer switch.
Okay.
And it's automatic. If the power from the power company goes out, in 8 seconds, that thing will start up the generator outside, and 20 seconds later, I've got power back on.
Seems very useful.
And that's just like your body. That's like that switch we're talking about flipping.
Yeah.
When you run out of Alabama Power Company, Then you get on Mike's power company, and it all happens with just a flip of a switch. And
We also have a backup generator. We've never had to use it, and ours is much smaller than the one you're talking about. Luckily, we've never had to do it. We live in Anaheim, and Anaheim has their own power plant because of Disneyland, believe it or not. So
really,
whenever they do like the rolling blackouts, I don't know if they do that in Alabama, but they do rolling blackouts in California during the summer when too many people are using their air conditioners. And we've never experienced it because we have our own power plant right here in our city.
well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, we don't have rolling blackouts because we've got a lot of hydroelectric power and stuff like that here that comes from the dams on the river systems. Uh, but comparing your fat to a backup generator,
Mm-hmm.
or when your external fuel being the things that you eat,
Right.
and when you're fasting and they all get used up and digested away, and you switch over and you start burning that fat.
Yeah. I can feel the switch. I don't know about you, but I can feel exactly when it starts to happen.
How do you feel it?
I usually get a little twinge of hunger right before it happens, like maybe 15-20 minutes. Like I feel a little bit, it's not stomach growling because that's more like digesting. It's more like I feel just a little bit hungry. And I know if I can just push through in 20 minutes, just all of a sudden, I get a sweet taste in my mouth. I know some people get like that metallic taste. I get a sweet taste. And
Really?
my energy level just feels so smooth. Like I have energy, but it's not crazy. It's just a really good energy, and I can feel it. I
Well,
can feel.
okay. Well, I've never discussed that with you or anybody else before, but that makes sense, and I understand what you're talking about now.
You feel it too.
Yeah.
What happens
So
to you?
so that's what it is then, because
Mhm.
it'll be like a hunger pain, but it's not in my stomach. My
Mhm.
stomach's not growling or anything like that. So, okay. Well, you've taught me something today.
Hey, you're teaching me something too every day.
Okay. Well, let's talk about why you need fat to survive.
Okay, let's do
You
it.
remember you remember my statement in my book that I wrote? I said, "Who were the first people to fast?" Do you remember that?
Uh, the cavemen.
The bad hunters.
Okay, yeah,
Because if they didn't kill an animal to eat, they didn't eat.
yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
What were they living off of?
They were living off their body fat.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why when you did kill an animal, you ate the whole thing just as fast as you could so it wouldn't
Mhm.
spoil and you'd get all of that in you. But so talking about survival, it's not just for you to live off of the fat.
Mhm.
There's also another thing called visceral fat, and
Right.
that's the fat around your organs. And
Yes.
it's there for a reason. It's there to protect and cushion your organs. But if you get too much of that, that's not a good thing, is it?
No, it's definitely not. It can cause fatty liver. It just puts too much stress on your organs. So fat, although fat is protective, too much visceral fat is can be very dangerous.
Yeah. And that's why sometimes when people start into fasting and they start losing fat,
Hmm.
some of it's going to be visceral fat and it's not really going to show on their measurements or anything.
Yes, that's so important.
And we are so driven as a people by media and everything else that we need to look this way or look that way.
I know.
And that's not a good
Yeah.
thing either.
No, no, it's so hard. I mean, I just remember growing up in the 80s and MTV just started to become really popular. And I remember those images of how, you know, women and men were supposed to look. And it was really hard on me as a teenager. I can't even imagine how our young people are now with social media. Like it must be so challenging.
And you know, people get bullied over stuff like that.
I know. It's awful. And we did too, but nothing like it is now. Nothing compared to social media.
Well, talking about the way you look, what about you? I know you, and they still do this. These bodybuilders that go in for competitions, they will actually literally starve themselves to get down to zero body fat so they can show off those muscles. And then after the competition's over, they just eat like crazy to get some fat back on them because they know they need that fat.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, no, no. And that's not good because
Yeah.
when they get down to 0% fat, that means they have no visceral fat to protect their organs.
Exactly.
Not a
And
good thing.
if you get sick, you need that fat for your body to
Yes,
repair.
yes.
Yeah, that's why they say elderly people really should have extra fat on their bodies just as a reserve to protect them.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know the old saying, starve a cold, feed a fever?
Yes. Hmm.
Have you ever had a cold and you just weren't hungry?
Yeah.
You
In fact,
just wanted to lay in the bed?
hmm
Well, what was happening during that time?
body was repairing. It was using the fat as fuel and it was in deep repair. In fact, that's what happened to me when I had COVID. I had COVID a few years ago. I've only had it once. But I wasn't hungry. I just
Hmm.
wasn't, and I didn't feel terrible. I know a lot of people do. Um, I just felt tired and lethargic, and I just didn't eat. I didn't eat. I did eat like maybe once a day for about a week. And I ate healthy food, but my body was in deep, deep repair. And I
Well,
think that's why I was able to recover so quickly, was because I was fasting.
I agree with that because, you know, when you weren't eating, your body was burning fat and going
Mm.
into autophagy.
Yes.
And
Yep.
autophagy was trying to kick that COVID to the curb.
And it did.
Yes, it did.
And, I really believed that's what was happening. I think mindset is super important and understanding the science. I knew what was happening and I would just envision like Pac-Man in my body, just eating up all those bad cells, eating up, that COVID virus.
So, so if you were, let's just say, they're saying what I read, it said the essential fat for human beings is around 5% for men. You should never get below that, and 12% for women, that they should never get below that. So if you get way below that and then you were to get COVID,
Hmm.
your body would not be able to burn the fat and throw yourself into autophagy, and you would be in bad shape.
Yeah. Yep. That's so true.
Okay. Well, moving on, let's talk more about fasting.
Do it.
So, about what time period does your glycogen get used up and you shift over into fat burning or ketosis, however you want to call
Everybody's a little bit different. For me, it starts to happen around 12 to hour 14.
it? Yep.
I can really feel it, that switch. But I'm fat adapted. I've been in maintenance for, gosh, almost 4 years, 4.5 years. But in the beginning, it took me probably 16 hours to get there. But
Hmm.
we're all different.
With me, it depends on the day and it
Mhm.
depends on what I closed with. And
Good point.
it depends on how much sleep I had, but usually it's between 12 and 14 hours. I'll feel that what you were talking about early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point too. If I've eaten something really carby, and I'm not against carbs at all, um, but if I've eaten something that has a lot of carbs, it'll take me a little bit longer to burn through that glycogen in my liver.
Yeah. Well, they say everything that I've read that, your brain burns up the glycogen just as good as anything else, but they say that your brain really loves ketones,
Yeah.
and ketones are produced when we switch over to fat burning.
Yeah. I definitely feel like I can think more clearly when I'm fasting. If I have a huge project to work on, I do it while I'm fasting because my mind just feels super clear and able to focus.
So basically, what we're saying then is fasting does not ruin your metabolism like so many out there say, oh, you're starving yourself.
As
No,
long, as long as you're fasting clean. If you're not fasting clean, well, you're not really fasting if you're not fasting clean, and in our opinions, right?
right.
But as long as you're fasting clean, then 100%, yes.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question.
Okay, I'm
You can
ready.
just get as wild as you want to on this. Why?
Okay.
I'm thinking about medieval paintings. Okay.
Okay.
In medieval paintings, you will see the women portrayed as what my grandma might have called, well, they're healthy. You didn't see skinny women in medieval paintings, in classic paintings.
Yeah. I Being curvy was a sign of wealth and being able to eat,
Yeah, yeah.
being able to feast. So that makes sense.
Well, that leads me to my question, and I want you to answer this because I want to hear what you got to say.
Okay.
Why, why then is fat demonized in our culture?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I really don't have an answer for that
Hmm.
other than I feel like it might be a way to control people. I don't know. I really don't know.
I bet you're not far from the truth on that.
Yeah.
About it
And
being
I started my group because I wanted women to feel supported. And my group is not to help people get skinny ever. It's to help people feel healthy. And
yes.
curves to me are important and beautiful. And in fact, I work at curves clubs for
Ah,
for that reason. Women are not coming into our clubs to get skinny. Maybe there are a few, but they're just coming in to get strong and maintain and build muscle and be healthy.
well, the demonization of fat and social media and TVs and movies.
Mhm.
I remember the movie. Have you ever seen Notting Hill?
Gosh, a long time ago. Now I need to
There's
watch it again.
there's a line in that movie by Julia Roberts. I can't remember the name of her character in the movie, but at any rate, she was sitting there at the table with all of these normal people, and they were talking about how hard they had it, and she tried to get in there about how hard she had it, and she said, I've been on a diet ever since I was 12 years old. She said, because
Ouch.
I'm constantly having to meet up with the standards that they want me to look like. And that's a powerful thing. That's very powerful,
Yeah,
knowing that you've got to
it's got to
look
be so
a
hard.
certain way.
I mean, just recently, mhm. Just recently, there was an actress that was on a red carpet, and she had been pretty famous in her teens and early 20s, and she was very thin at the time. I think she was naturally thin. I don't know that for sure, but and it's been, I don't know, 15, 20 years, and she's, was married and had children, and she looks amazing and beautiful, and she looks like a woman. And boy, there were some people that were really, really mean to her about not looking like she used to. And it's like, come on,
Yeah,
she's human,
yeah. And she looks
natural.
probably better now than she did then. That's
I
just
think
like
she, I think
Pamela
she-
Anderson. Do you know Pamela Anderson?
yes, I love her so much.
Have you seen pictures of her lately?
Yeah, she's all natural now. Doesn't have the, all the makeup that she used to wear, and she's natural, and I think she looks amazing.
She's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
She's absolutely beautiful, and she has put on a few pounds in order in not wearing the makeup. And I'm just like, okay, this is the real Pamela Anderson, and she
Yeah.
is a beautiful woman.
This is the role models that we want is,
Yes.
strong, healthy, natural,
Yeah.
real, I think is the key.
So fat is not our enemy.
No, sir, it is not. In fact, when I was going through menopause, I gained most of my weight in my stomach
Mhm.
and belly fat. And I was talking to my doctor about it, my endocrinologist, and she said, it's actually your body's way of protecting you. You went through menopause, you no longer have estrogen. So your body is making estrogen in your belly fat to try to protect you.
Ooh.
And just hearing that really made me appreciate my body. And, not that I want excess belly fat, but I understood what my body was trying to do. So I had to try to balance my hormones in a more natural way. But thank you, body, for trying to protect me.
After we get through with this, you've got to remind me once again of the natural thyroid stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So, recapping everything, fat is not your enemy. Fat
Nope.
could probably be one of your best friends.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
curves are good.
Yes, sir. 2 thumbs up for that.
As always, it's such a pleasure chatting with you and doing this.
Yeah, I missed you. I know my schedule's been so incredibly crazy.
Well,
this
you
summer.
need to retire like me, and then we can do podcasts all day long.
I wish I could retire. We'll have to move out of California to do that.
All right. Well, listen, it's been wonderful, and I'm going to tell everybody bye-bye now.
Bye. See y'all later.
If you need more information on fasting and want to join with a community of people who embrace this lifestyle, let us recommend that you go to Facebook and search for Intermittent Fasting for the Win, and also search for Clean Fasting Jolene. Either of these groups will help you along the way. Also, the book Intermittent Fasting for the Win by Michael Saunders is available on Amazon.com. We also recommend that you read Jen Stevens' books, Delay, Don't Deny, and Fast, Feast, Repeat. Thanks, and make sure to subscribe to this channel so that you will know when the latest episodes become available. We'll see you next time.